Okay, so we got the bumper and the fender back from paint. We need to get the bumper assembled, and then after we get it mounted up, we'll put those canards on it. And then in the next couple of days, the carbon fiber hood should be here, and we can get that installed. But in the meantime, let's go inside, because I don't want to do it out here and take a risk on the bumper getting scratched up. So we're going to take it inside and do it in there. So, all right, let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see, we got the bumper back. We also got the fender back, but I don't need that inside to put anything together because it's just fender. But I got to put the upper and lower grille in, the fog light surrounds, the diffuser for the bottom, the canards. I'm going to put those on after it's mounted on the vehicle because it'll be easier. So anyway, I brought it inside because I have to lay it on its face to put all these parts in, and I don't want to be doing that outside on the concrete or on a workbench and having to deal with it getting scratched up. So in here I can have it on the carpet and don't gotta worry about any scratches. So anyway, without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so I got the bumper all assembled. Let's get it outside and start getting it put on the car. We also have to get the driver's side headlight removed so that we can mount the fender up, because this little locating tab goes into the front of the fender and I can't get the fender in there with that there. So we'll pull the headlight back off, then we'll throw the fender on and then get the headlight reinstalled and get the bumper installed. Okay, so I got the fender all installed. The body lines look real nice. The yellow is just a hair off, but it'll work for now because eventually I want to get the car wrapped anyway. So, but now I'm going to get into getting the bumper all mounted up. Okay, so now we have to attach these little plastic trim pieces that go across here, and they get held down with little plastic rivets, so let's get those put in. Hey guys, so today the new hood is arriving, so let's get the old hood off and get it ready so that when the hood gets here, we can put it in. Let's get into it. Okay, so we got the hood off. Now we're just waiting for the delivery. For you guys, it'll be a couple seconds. For me, it'll be a couple hours. As it says, it's still about 10 stops away, so. All right, we're gonna get these little splash guards in the fenders and then the wheel well liner. Okay, so the truck just arrived. We're gonna get the hood unloaded and take a look at it. Okay, so I got the hood unloaded. The packaging looks good. I don't see any smashed corners or anything, so should be good. Let's get it moved over here against the fence so I can unpackage it and take a look at it. Okay, so we got it all unwrapped. Looks really freaking sweet. I ordered it with the heat shield, and when I unpackaged it, I noticed there is no heat shield on the backside, so I don't know if it's inside some of this wrap. Anyway, but it looks real good. Let's get the little wood stanchions off there for protecting the corners, and let's get it mounted up. Okay, so I was able to find the heat shield that was folded up in a little envelope in the packaging. It was lost in all the shrink wrap and the bubble wrap and stuff. But I got the heat shield all applied. So now we're gonna get the hood installed on the car. Okay, I'm gonna get these towels put up here to help to set the hood on so I don't scratch it or the paint. I'll try to do this by myself. See how it goes. All right, here we go. Okay, so I got the hood all mounted up. I just still need to fine tune it. As you can see, the gap's pretty tight here. Starts even there, but it gets tight over here. And over here, it's wider, so I just need to loosen both sets of hinges and then cockeye the hood over this way a little bit, just so I get a nice even gap. But it's getting cold out here, so I'm done for the night. I just wanted to get that on, and then I can fine tune in the little bumpers that are under here to raise and lower the edge of this. Okay, so I'm going to get the chrome bezels around the taillights changed out. I got ones that are gloss black, so it'll match everything else. So let's get those changed out. Hey guys, okay, so the other day I started working on getting the taillight bezels changed out, but it got dark and stopped filming. And I wanted to go ahead and keep on going and put them in, but I was like, no, I'll wait till I can film again. So anyway, we're going to get finished up putting the bezels in. We got the black, gloss black bezels to put in here. I got it all cleaned up and stuff. Got the chrome ones out over here, but I still got to clean up all the filth underneath them, remove the taillights and clean them up. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so I got the taillights and the areas behind them, the buckets basically all cleaned up. So now we're going to get these new gloss black taillight bezels put on, which I think are going to look a heck of a lot better than the chrome since I'm going with everything black and yellow. So they just line up with the little tabs that are here. You push them in. You hear them click in place. That one's on. That one's on. That one's in. And that one's on. So now they're all in. I think that looks a heck of a lot better than the chrome ones that were in place. So let's see how it looks with the trunk down. Looks a heck of a lot better in my opinion. They're dirty from my fingerprints and stuff like that, but once I wash the car, it'll look a heck of a lot better. Be nice to get the bezels for down there to get rid of the chrome down there, but I guess it doesn't look too horrible down there. But if I can find those in black, then I'll probably replace those. And then down the road, I'll probably replace the whole bumper because of the damage. But yeah, so that looks good. Let's move on to something else. Hey guys, so we got the wheels that came in the mail. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show them to you. I already got one unboxed, but I'm going to show you some of the packaging and stuff. It's very nice, keeps the wheel protected. So let's turn the camera around and take a look. All right, so we got the wheels here. I went with these ones because the outside edge here, to me, looks very similar to the top of the Autobot logo here. So it's very similar looking, so that's why I chose these wheels. But anyway, these are the Z01 1LE wheels. So anyway, let's take a look at the packaging here. So shout out to the company I ordered them from, which was Ultra Speed Wheels. They got the cardboard top here with these hard corners to help protect it. Then they have plastic around them. Gonna do this and film at the same time, it's a little difficult. And then they have the little foam cover over that. Then they have this hard ring, plastic ring around the edge to help protect the edge of the wheels to not get damaged. And then they have this foam cover underneath of that. Well, that's how good the wheels are packaged. So shout out to Ultra Speed Wheels. They do a good job packaging the wheel to keep it protected. So Anyway, all right, let's get it pulled out and get it set up for doing some B-reel. I couldn't help it. I had to set the wheel on there to take a peek at it. Another thing that's nice about putting it on there is I can see now that there's a bumper there. I can see that the spacing in the front and the back is the way it's supposed to be. So changing out that control arm you saw me do in the first episode definitely took care of that problem and centered up the wheel in the middle of the wheel well. So, but yeah, it looks good. It's gonna look way better when it's got a tire on it and it's down to the ride height sitting on the ground. But I just had to check it out and see how it looked. Okay, it's the next day. We're gonna get the wheels loaded up in the truck and take them and drop them off, get the tires mounted up. Okay, I got the wheels and tires back from the shop. Take a look at them. They're very nice looking. Got some big old 315s for the rear and 285s for the front. All right, let's get them unloaded. Get finished on the exhaust. Okay, so I got most of the exhaust laid out and shaped and tacked in place. Done a little bit of welding on it, but I ran out of gas. So I got the whole underside is all welded. But on this side, I just was able to get a few tacks and stuff on it. But I had to have it underneath of there with the X pipe is where I started. And then I did the straights, and then I had to do the other pieces, and then cut them to length so that they go around the rear differential, and then the rest of it is where it spreads out and goes out towards the to the tips from each one of these. So, but I need to get it final welded so I can get it up in there, and then I can get the rest of the pieces from the axle back with the Mishimoto axle back system. So, all right, let's get this welded up. Okay, so I got this piece made that goes from here. I had to angle a little bit so that it would clear the frame right there. So what I did is I lined it up and then put tape on it to hold it. So now I can just put a couple of tacks here, pull the tape back and do another couple tacks, and then it should hold for pulling it out and doing a final weld on it. So, all right, let's get it welded. Okay, so I got that tacked in place. So I need to see what else I need to make for making the curve to be able to attach to this Mishimoto axle back. So I believe I can cut it somewhere in this vicinity, but I gotta look at it and see what lines up. So, all right, let's do that. Okay, so I got the exhaust all final welded. Now I just gotta fit it up in there and then get the Mishimoto axle back exhaust on, because it's held on with clamps and everything. So I might end up welding it, but we'll see. So let's get into it. Okay, so now I just got to get the exhaust hangers cut to shape. So I'm going to cut it or mark it and cut it somewhere about here so that I can pull this away from the rail a tiny bit, and then do the same thing on the other side. So all right, let's get these marked and cut and then weld them in place. Okay, so we got the exhaust done. Now we finally get to put the wheels and tires on. So let's get the old wheels off. I'll do this side first, then I got to move the car over this way so I have room to do the other side. Let's get into it. Okay, so before I put this front wheel on, I need to put the wheel well liner back in, so let's get that done. Okay, so we got the new tires and wheels on, so let's take a look at it. I think they look sweet. Took it for a test drive or whatever to get the suspension to settle. The gap back here is not too bad. It could be a little smaller of a gap. Up here in the front definitely needs to come down a little bit because the gap up here is way too big. The wheels are still dirty from the soap that they put on it to put the tires on it, so I still have to wash them and get the tires all arm rolled and nice and shiny and black, but car looks good. So there's some stuff I still want to do, like get some drilled and slotted rotors on it, get the calipers painted, and possibly actually upgrade those to the Brembo SS brakes, so it has the bigger brake calipers on it. But I got some other man, this thing is filthy. Anyway, need to do a couple of little cosmetic things that I gotta get, like this rear side marker lights. I got black ones of those ordered. I got the front ones already installed. Nice gloss black with the LED white lights so that they'll match the eyebrows and the headlights, and then the fog lights. But those haven't come yet, so I can't put these corner marker or these rear corner marker lights on yet because don't have them yet. And then might end up changing the tail lights out to something else, but in the meantime maybe I'll wrap them with some smoke vinyl or something like that so it's a little bit darker. And then I want to get the chrome pieces for around the exhaust, get those changed out to gloss black, and then possibly get these reverse lights changed out to some smoke looking ones, so that where everything's all uniform and matches. Okay, so what I did is I took the Canards and placed them on here, put a little piece of tape on the back there, tape over here, and got it set, and so it matches both sides, so it's nice and even. And then I took a little punch and pushed it through the hole and just made a little tiny pinhole on the bumper itself. So now I've got two of the screws started. I just need to do that on both sides, and then I can attach the Canards. Okay, I got the Canards mounted up, and they look good. Got them nice and even on both sides. Got the gap of the yellow the same on both sides. And the measurement from the top of it to the light and from that corner to this body line right here is the same on both sides. Okay, so it's the next day. I'm gonna get her all washed up now. On the camera it might look pretty clean, but it's actually pretty dirty. There's all kinds of soap and stuff still on the wheels from when they mounted the tires, and then you can see all the filthy stuff on it when you get close to it. On the back of it, it's all covered in dust and stuff from it blowing all the crap out of the exhaust from welding and grinding and all that stuff. So definitely needs a bath. The rear window's super filthy. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's just really nasty. So, but we're gonna get her all washed up and then see how she looks afterwards. So, all right, let's get into it. Okay, so I got it all washed up. Looking a heck of a lot better. Nice and shiny. Just need to wait for the tires and wheels to dry so I can put armor all on the tires. Make them nice and shiny. So it's another day. I finished the car up and took it for a drive and found that the ABS and traction control lights were all on. I scanned it and it was saying that the left front wheel speed sensor is implausible. So I threw a sensor at it and that didn't fix the problem. And so I believe it's the tone ring on the back of the wheel bearing hub assembly, because this is the side that got damaged. And I looked at the tone ring on the back and it doesn't look damaged or too dirty or anything like that. I cleaned it up, still didn't fix the problem. But I'm assuming that because the wheel bearing more than likely is damaged from how hard it got hit and broke the wheel, that there's a harmonic noise coming through it that's interfering with the sensor, because I plugged in my scan tool that can show me a live graph of the sensor, and it pretty much was reading the same as the other ones. You know, they all had little blips that were different, but none of them any different than the other, but it was still coming up specific with the front left. And because this is the side that the wheel got completely busted, I can't really show. Let me show you the wheel so you can see what I'm talking about. So you can see how bad that is. It absolutely destroyed this wheel. So I'm sure it damaged the hub enough to where it can put off a harmonic vibration that the sensor's picking up. So let's move back over by the car though real quick. Okay, so as you saw, the wheel got pretty destroyed. So more than likely the hub is the problem. Even though the tone ring looked fine, we're gonna put the wheel bearing on it and see if that takes care of the problem. All right, let's get into it. So I don't know if the camera's gonna pick this up, but I'll move the camera a little closer, see if we can hear it. When I spin it, you can hear it makes noise. So you can imagine the noise amplified at speed. So anyway, okay, so if you're able to hear that, you can imagine that at speed. So anyway, gotta get the hub off here. I sprayed it with some PB Blaster because of the rust that's around the center register there. So I should be able to get it off a little easier. There it goes. Now I might get some drilled and slotted rotors for it in the future. Just haven't ordered them yet. But anyway, there's no play in the hub up and down, but it's just starting. So anyway, well, let's get it off and get it changed out. Okay, so I got the hub off. We're gonna get the new one opened up and put in. I got the new one here. Okay, so it's another day. As you can see, the Camaro's not here. We went ahead and changed out the wheel bearing and did all that you just saw, and the problem still came back. So I took it to the dealership to have them scan it to see if they can figure out what's going on. And the first thing they tried was to calibrate the speed sensors or whatever it was they calibrated, because the fact that I put the larger tires on the back, they were thinking that that might be the problem while it was kicking on the traction control. We'll see what they say when I get it back, but stay tuned for the next episode because we're going to be doing some pretty cool stuff to it. Some people might like them, some people might not, but I'm going to be putting Lambo doors on it. And if it was just a regular Camaro, I wouldn't be putting Lambo doors on it. But the fact that it's a transformer, if you watch the movies, you can see when Bumblebee transforms, his doors are on his back like wings sticking up. So it'll match the whole theme of the vehicle. So that's the only reason I'm going to be putting Lambo doors on it. And then I'll be doing some other stuff too, but stay tuned for the next episode. All right, we'll see you in the next one.